There is a quiet difference between being remembered and being mentally revisited. When someone replays you in their mind, it is not attraction on the surface, it is your presence leaving a psychological echo, and most men never realize when this is happening. In this video, we're going to explore 7 psychological signs that reveal when a woman mentally returns to you after you're gone, not because of looks, not because of lines or tactics, but because something about the interaction stayed with her. This is not about manipulation, it's about awareness. Understanding how emotional impressions form and why some connections linger quietly in the mind long after the moment ends. Sign 1. She references small details you never emphasized. When a woman replays someone in her mind, her brain does something interesting. It doesn't focus only on the obvious moments, it preserves the subtle ones. She remembers a comment you made in passing, a tone shift, a small pause before you spoke. Psychologically, this happens because emotional safety and curiosity activate deeper memory encoding. The brain stores not just what was said, but how it felt. In real life, this shows up when she brings up details you didn't think mattered. Not immediately, but later, almost casually. That's not coincidence, that's mental replay. Sign 2. Her questions become reflective, not curious. At first, curiosity asks questions to gather information, but reflection asks questions to understand meaning. When a woman starts replaying you internally, her questions change. She doesn't ask what you do. She asks why you think the way you do. This shift reveals something important. She's not just engaging with you in the moment, she's engaging with an internal version of you afterward. Psychologically, reflection signals that your presence activated her sense of self-awareness. That's when replay begins. Sign 3. She responds after pauses, not immediately. Fast replies often mean convenience. Thoughtful replies usually mean mental engagement. When someone replays you in their mind, they often pause before responding, not because they are busy, but because they are choosing their words carefully. This is the brain revisiting previous interactions before continuing the conversation, a form of internal dialogue. In real life, this shows up as messages that feel considered, balanced, emotionally aware. The pause is not distance, it is depth. Sign 4. She mirrors your emotional pace. Mirroring is not just about body language, it also happens emotionally. When a woman begins matching your conversational rhythm, your calmness or your pauses, it often means she has already processed you internally. Psychologically, the mind rehearses emotional states it finds grounding or intriguing. Replaying you allows her nervous system to sync with yours. In real life, you may notice she slows down when you do, becomes quieter when you are reflective, more open when you are calm. This isn't imitation, it's resonance. Sign 5. She revisits old conversations indirectly. One of the clearest signs of mental replay is conversational looping. She brings up topics you discussed days or weeks ago, not directly repeating them, but circling back with a new angle. This happens because the mind doesn't replay moments to relive them, it replays them to understand them better. Psychologically, this indicates unfinished emotional processing, not confusion. Interest. She is integrating the experience rather than discarding it. Sign 6. She becomes more self-aware around you. When a woman replays someone in her mind, she often becomes more aware of how she shows up around them. She may clarify herself more, correct small misunderstandings, or express thoughts more carefully. This is not insecurity, it's emotional attentiveness. Psychologically, replay creates a desire for internal consistency. She wants the version of herself she imagines you remembering to align with how she actually behaves. That level of awareness only appears when someone matters mentally. Sign 7. She creates emotional continuity. This is the deepest sign. She doesn't reset emotionally between interactions. She continues where you left off. The tone remains familiar. The connection feels ongoing, not restarted. Psychologically, this means you exist as a stable emotional reference point in her mind. Not a moment, not an event, but a presence. When this happens, replay is no longer occasional. It becomes integrated. These signs matter because attraction is not built in moments, it is built in patterns. Mental replay does not happen because someone tries harder. It happens because something felt grounded, authentic, and emotionally safe. The brain replays what feels meaningful, not what feels impressive. That's why chasing, forcing, or performing often backfires. It creates stimulation, not reflection. When someone replays you in their mind, it's because you allowed space. You didn't rush the connection. You didn't try to control the outcome. You were present, and presence leaves residue. The goal is never to make someone think about you. The goal is to be someone worth remembering. That comes from emotional regulation, listening more than proving, and allowing silence to do some of the work. When you understand this, attraction stops being something you pursue. It becomes something that forms naturally around who you are. And that kind of connection doesn't fade quickly, because it wasn't built on noise, it was built on depth. If this video gave you clarity, take a moment to like it. It helps more thoughtful conversations reach the right people. Share your perspective in the comments. Not experiences to impress, but insights to understand. And if you value calm, psychology-based discussions about attraction and human behavior, subscribe to the channel. We don't rush here, we reflect.